Welcome back to FM Jeeping. My name is Mark, and today we're going to be installing some Warn manual locking hubs on my Superduty Dana 60. So before I get into the install, just a quick update on where I stand with the axle build. My Sterling 10.5 is pretty much done. Everything is re-geared, got my new yoke on, got my cab fab diff cover on. Just a couple things I have outstanding. I want to re-grease the bearings as well as change out the oil seal on the back of the hub. And I have to fab up a block-off plate for the speed sensor or the ABS sensor, whatever it is that came on the Ford. My rig doesn't have it, don't need it, so just got to fab up a little plate, seal it, bolt it down, and we're good there. So the rear is pretty much done. So for the Dana 60, it's pretty much, at least as an axle wise, it is done. It's re-geared, got the diff cover on, new yoke, steering knuckles are on, welded up the high steer, bearings are on, and really just waiting on the track bar and trying to figure out what I want to do with the shocks. I might have to run my current shocks for at least a little while, or at least once I get this thing up on its own weight. So that's it. So I'll probably end up getting this question: why am I reusing the hub bearings? Reason being is that it was an expense that I was hoping to avoid, at least temporarily. I want to get the axles under the rig, get everything fitted, and then I can go back and swap these out when needed. They are still good. They're still usable. I might, get a run or two underneath on the old bearings, and then swap them out and keep these as trail spares. And now on to the mod. So today we're going to be installing Warn manual hubs. I opted for the black ones. They come in both chrome and black. This is for the 2005 to 2011. It says 05 and up, Super Duty. So I opted to go with Warn because it was a recommendation from East Coast Gear. That's the place I got my gears and axle parts from. Warn has a good name. That's kind of what Warn started out with, was actually locking hubs. A lot of people figure them as winches, but I believe they started off as a hub manufacturer. If you're installing the Warn hubs onto new bearings, this step most likely will not be needed. If you are reusing your factory hubs that came on the axle, you're most likely going to want to chase the threads a little bit. Reason being, Ford only uses 3 out of the 6 holes, and over years of usage and grime, those holes, those threaded holes, can get clogged up and gunked up with crap. So to alleviate possibly cross-threading, we're going to go ahead and just chase some of the threads. Clean up the hole a little bit. So if you're using your factory bearings again, clean this out best you can. Mine sat for a while, so get all this grime out of it. We're good. So another good thing to do is to go ahead and kind of spread everything out so you know where everything is. Make sure everything's there. You're going to want the hub assemblies with the gasket, all the gear sprockets, spring, pin guides, the bolts, caps, and it also comes with some anti-seize. So first thing that they want us to do is separate this sprocket if I can do it. Separate sprocket. Oh, there we go. Keep that there. Now it wants us to lube the inside here and these two gears here. So we'll go ahead and do that. They have provided grease, which is nice. We'll liberally lube this up. Okay, all lubed. I'm gonna put the new bearing assembly in there. Sometimes you need to rotate it. Oh, it's hard to turn right now. But yeah, now that this is seated, we can go ahead and get the next piece. Okay, back on the bench, it wants us to take the retaining spring, pull it apart, make sure it's not overlapped or bunched up. So we're good there. It also wants to grease the inside of the hub assembly gear here. So grease this up. Okay, so we're all greased up. All right, so now that we've got the gear greased, the spring separated, I'm gonna go ahead and, anti-seize up our retaining bolts here for the main assembly. Now we're gonna go ahead and install our spring over the gear on the inside. Take our retaining plate here and rotate it till I can get it to lock in place here. There we go. Now once you get it in, it's going to want to keep kicking out on you, just like that. That's when you grab your hub. There we go. Just like that. Now if I can just get the bolt started, it'll be golden. So the final torque spec on this is 20 to 30 inch-pounds. And I might not have covered it before, but it's a T25 Torx bit. So we're gonna go ahead and do 27. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead, make sure the hub spins freely, which it does. So now I have it on free spool. If I turn the yoke, the hub doesn't turn. Then put it on lock, and all right. There we go. So we're good. Now I'd like to take this time just to remind everybody that I do have a partnership with Offroad Outfitters. They have all different model Jeeps, CJ, TJ, JK, JL, XJ, JT. They have all types of stuff, Jeep Life shirts and some really cool 40-inch 1-ton shirts. go ahead, check them out. My viewers get 15% off their entire order if you use FM Jeeping 15 at checkout. Save you 15% on your entire order. So go ahead, give them a look, support the company, support my channel, and everyone wins. Also makes great Christmas gifts. And with that being said, that is the install. You know, pretty basic, 15-30 minutes, depending on your application. If the axle's in the rig, you got to remove your old hub, things like that. But it's pretty basic, pretty self-explanatory. Hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, criticism, critiques, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. If you liked what you saw, consider giving me a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing. Support my channel. Trying to get bigger, more kind of in-depth mods, some more fabrication. Got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline coming down. So if you want to see more, subscribe, click the little notification bell, so that way you get notified when I put out new content. So with that being said, we'll catch you on the next one.